What's shaking, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay, and today is the start of these chaotic November vlogs. If you did not see my November TBR, you will know that I'm doing something a little bit different this month. I am trying to dwindle down my year. I'm trying to finish sequels and read down some of my own TBR. So, with that being said, I said in my November TBR, I'll be sprinkling in sequels of series and drawing out of my own jar. I'm going to start the month out. It's November the 2nd. I was trying to finish a book that I started in October, but now it's time to start my November reads, and I'm going to start by drawing out of my own jar. I'm not really going to give myself any kind of passes, except number one, if I can't find the audiobook, and number two, if I draw a Spiffbo 9 finalist. If you don't know what Spiffbo 9 is, it is the self-published fantasy blog-off hosted by Mark Lawrence, and the finalists of that competition were just announced, and I am planning to do a separate vlog for that reading experience because I will be reading all of those. So, with that being said, that's the only exception. I will note that, again, I need an audiobook because I just got done reading a physical indie book, and now I'm in the audio mood. So let the chaos begin. Here's my own jar. I did pour them out and shake them up and then put them back in the jar. So I'm nervous to see what I'm gonna get. Watch it be a big beastie boy. This is it. There's some hair, of course, as always, because I have hair. Okay, this is it. I don't even want to open it, but okay, I'm nervous. Okay, I saw it. This is The City We Became. This is by N.K. Jemisin, and I've heard so mixed reviews about this, but the premise just really intrigues me. Something about New York City and different demons are different parts of the city. I don't know, but that's by N.K. Jemisin. I'll pop the cover here. I'll have to go find the actual book. I actually want a physical copy of this one. I am really kind of excited to dip my toes in here. I will let you guys know what I think when I get into this book. Okay, now I'm excited. Okay, so it's Friday, and I started The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, and unfortunately this is going to be a DNF for me. I got about 15% in, and I did read the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, and while I liked that book, I didn't love it, and I never continued on with the series because I just didn't feel like I needed to. But here's the thing. N.K. Jemisin has some awesome writing. I think that she is a fantastic writer. This book had a lot of things that were kind of against it from the get-go, and that's that it takes a lot for me to like stories that are taking place in our real world. Secondly, a lot of times N.K. Jemisin's writing is a little bit confusing to me, and so a lot of stuff that was happening in here was a little confusing. Secondly, there's a lot of hard-hitting topics in this book. She covers a lot of important topics, so I think that this is an important book. However, I just could not get into the writing. I could not get into the way the story was told. So overall, 15% in, I decided to DNF because I knew it just wasn't going to be a book for me. But if you're going to consume this book, I would highly recommend the audiobook because that narration was fantastic. So the good news is that we knocked a book off of our physical TBR. So one book down, even though it was a DNF, I still am happy that we got one book down. So here we are. I'm at the jar again. Let's see what we get. Okay. Maybe I will get... Okay, here it is. I'm very nervous. Okay, so this is The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdallah. And for some reason, it's giving me all my book of the month picks because I have The Stardust Thief right here, which I don't think is a bad pick. I don't know much about this book. I know that because of the context in here, it has been compared to The City of Brass, but we'll have to see what I think about this. The sequel is out. I think it's a trilogy, so we're still waiting on the 3rd book. But let me get into this, and then let me come back with my thoughts. Okay, everyone, it is Sunday. I'm now about 300-ish, if you can see, pages into The Stardust Thief. And this this book, if you do not know, follows multiple characters, but we'll just start out by talking with our two main characters, and that's going to be Luli, who is known as the Midnight Merchant. She basically gathers these magical relics and sells them illegally because this magic is illegal. And she has a knack for finding these relics due to some magical objects that she has herself, including a bodyguard that's a djinn. And then we are following our Prince Mazen, and he is the youngest son of the Sultan. He, of course, has been trapped in the house. The Sultan is not letting him leave and live his life like he wants. So we have him, and then the Sultan captures the Midnight Merchant. He captures Luli and asks her to do the impossible. He wants her to travel to the Sand Sea, which is the home of the jinn, and find the relic that is essentially the genie in the bottle. Nobody really survives the missions to the Sand Seas. So, of course, our Prince Mazen is going to end up journeying along with her and her bodyguard and another bodyguard. So, they're all four going to go on this journey to find this relic. And, of course, things are going to happen along the way. I liked this book for like the first 40%, and then I found myself, since the 40% mark, kind of like not as connected to the characters as I want to be. Like, things are happening to these characters, things that I should care about and be like, and I'm not like that. So I don't know why that is. I am still enjoying my time with this, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would. But the good news about this challenge is this was a June 2022 book from Book of the Month. So I've had this book for over a year. It's just sat on the shelf and I have not read it. I do know that the second book does not come out till February of 2024. So I'll be right on target to read the second one if I enjoy this one enough. So that's the reading update. I haven't read as much as I wanted to this week, particularly because I'm going through some health problems that I won't talk about in detail here, because basically we don't know what's going on. We're still kind of running tests and trying to see what the deal is. It's hindering my life in every sense of the world because I am having some difficulty with my issues functioning like I should be functioning, if that makes any sense. So I go back to the doctor on Wednesday and I hope to have some sort of answer. When I do get some answers or whatever, I will share it with you guys. But that's the reading update. I probably won't, because of the health issues, I probably won't post as many videos this month as normal. But I'll be coming back as soon as we figure out the issues. But I'm going to continue to read The Stardust Thief. Maybe I'll finish tonight, maybe I'll finish tomorrow, but hoping to wrap this one up soon. It's Monday and I have finished The Stardust Thief. So I wound up giving this 4 stars. There was a portion in the middle that I kind of felt iffy about, and that was right before I had come on here the last time and chatted. And it picked up after I did my last chat and I wound up giving it 4 stars. I liked it. I am excited about the second one now. I don't know much else to say about it. I wouldn't say that it brought anything new to the genre, but I actually am really excited about continuing on. I don't know what it is about Jen and all the mythology there, but I enjoy reading about it, and so I'm excited to have read this. Now, so I DNF'd The City We Became. I gave 4 stars to The Stardust Thief. Okay, I'm going to pull out of the jar, and I'm nervous. Remember, I can't really do a lot of self-pub right now unless it has an audiobook. Just with my health issues, I just can't focus right now. So this is going to be, if y'all want to see that, Jade War, which, as you know, if you've been watching my channel, I completed the Greenwald Saga trilogy already this year. So we are going to take another one, and this is, okay. Did you see that? This is Dragon Mage. So Dragon Mage has an audiobook. So I said I would not give myself any leeway. So I guess, friends, I'm going to be reading Dragon Mage by M.L. Spencer. I think that's who it's Look at my reaction right now. Okay, all right, we can do this. I own the audio of this. That's how it came into my owned jar. And I think I can get it on the Kindle. So we'll do an immersion read. I will see how this goes. I'll check in back with y'all when I get some into Dragon Mage. Alright, so it's been some time past since I got on this camera, and I don't know exactly when the last time I filmed, but I think it was when I picked Dragon Mage as my book. And then now it's Thursday, and I don't know what day that was that I picked Dragon Mage, but a couple of things have happened, and I'm going to tell you. If you don't want to hear about my health, then just fast forward the video until you see Dragon Mage up here in the corner when I start talking about the book and how I'm feeling about it. So the reason why the health thing is important to this is that I think my video content and stuff is going to decrease while I'm in this kind of health issue going on. And normally I have been healthy for most of my life. I never go to my primary care provider because I don't have one, and I'm a healthcare provider myself, so I kind of know a little bit about healthcare and when I need to go get seen about and when I don't. And I'm just stubborn. A lot of people that are working healthcare know that we are probably some of the most stubborn people around. But anyway, in October, I started having increased frequency of headaches. Like, probably some days I wouldn't have one, then another day I would have one, and then another time I would have two, and I would just take ibuprofen or whatever for it to go away. Well, I never really put two and two together. I do have migraines, probably about 3 to 4 a year, so not a big deal. I don't take anything for them. I just let the migraine pass and whatever. I had a migraine in the beginning of October, and normally after my migraines hit and then the next day I'm fine, I'm back to normal, but this migraine I felt kind of hungover the next day, which was kind of weird. And anyway, and then I started having all of this ringing in the ears and these more frequent headaches, and I didn't really think anything about it because the weather's also changing. And on October the 29th, I woke up and one of my toes was completely numb. And so I didn't think of anything about it at the time. I had no other symptoms, like the body's weird, whatever, it'll go away. Something happened. And that was on a Sunday. And then Monday I went to work and I started having numbness and tingling pretty much over majority of my body. When I say majority of my body, really it was only my extremities, my face, my mouth, my tongue, my throat, my everything, my ears. And the headaches were continuing, and I kept feeling like I took a drowsy pill. Like, I'm not in my right head, and then, I was like, it's fine, whatever, I'm sure it'll go away, like all us healthcare providers do. And it started progressively getting worse on Tuesday, and finally on Wednesday I was so worried about it that I went to one of the doctors that I work with, and I said, what do you think about this? I didn't tell her it was me at first. I was just like, well, if a patient came in and had these symptoms, what would you think? And I finally had to tell her it was me because she kept asking questions. And she called the neurologist that was on call for me, and he said, I really don't think it's anything neurological because, it's generalized numbness and tingling. It's not like in one area or one side of the body. So put your mind at ease, like it's not that, which fantastic. But something is wrong with me, and I waited and waited for it to go away, and at this point, I can't function because my body is numb, and this side, this hand, and this arm is the worst. And so I wasn't able to, it was very hard to concentrate on this side to get it to do what I wanted it to do. And that was on October the 29th. It is now November the 9th. I have numbness and tingling everywhere. So I finally made an appointment with a primary care provider and finally saw them yesterday. And he was excellent, and I don't know why I didn't put this all together because I just didn't in my head. I was like, no, migraines cannot last this long. But he's telling me that this is a chronic migraine. And it clicked. It makes sense. But I was like, oh, I really just didn't know migraines lasted this long. I don't deal in primary care. I mean, that's not what part of healthcare I'm in. And, I have 3 to 4 migraines a year. No big deal. And then all of a sudden it's going to progress to just this chronic migraine that's been going on for, I don't know, over 30 days at this point, over a month. And anyway, he says it's a migraine, it's a chronic migraine, and then once they get chronic, it's very hard to control. So he drew a bunch of lab work, and because of my symptoms, because of my recurring headaches, of course he has to order an MRI brain, so I have to have an MRI of the brain, which we're all pretty sure that that's going to be negative. But he's like, oh, I can fix your headaches, but I don't know about the numbness and tingling. So I can't live like this. And I told him, like, I don't go to the doctor, and so when you know that I have been to the doctor, like, something's wrong. I can't live like this. And he, of course, he's like, yeah, you can't live like this. When I tell you guys that, like, I can't function, like, during the day at work. I haven't missed a single day at work, by the way, so, like, whatever, but I am dwindling down into the depression abyss. I don't know, because I'm in my head thinking I'm gonna have to live the rest of my life like this, and I cannot live the rest of my life like this. Like, the headaches are one thing, and yes, the headaches are very not exciting, and but the numbness and tingling of my entire body is a problem. It is driving me insane. So anyway, I was put on a medication that, you know, you're supposed to take at night because it makes you drowsy and sleepy. So now I have another problem because I took the medicine, and last night was my first night taking it, and I am a space cadet. I was so drowsy this morning when I woke up, and I'm on the lowest dose that I literally cannot function. So I don't know. I'm laughing, but I'm not. It's not funny. I still have numbness and tingling. The good news is that there was no headache today. So, like, great, you know, that part improved, but this numbness and tingling has gone nowhere. And not only that, now I'm having numbness and tingling, and I just, like, it really is like I can't. And then anyway, it's just a time in my life. And so anyway, I say all of this to say that is why the content of my channel will probably decrease for a little while. I'm still reading, but I'm having to do it very slowly. Every time I pick up a book to read or whatever, I just end up falling asleep, or my brain can't concentrate, or I've got a headache or something. So anyway, but back to the reading, which is what you guys are all here for. I have started Dragon Mage. I'm actually like 250 pages in, which you would think 250 pages in, man, you're really making some really great progress. But in an 800 page, some odd page book, like 250 pages is generally not very far. So I'm creeping along in that. I'm going to continue to creep along in that. But I am happy to say that I am absolutely positively loving this book. I am getting 5-star feels. I'm kind of getting the same feels with Dragon Mage as I did when I read The Ember Blade. Because, you know, The Ember Blade is following these two boys as they're growing up together and kind of coming of age. And Dragon Mage is kind of the same thing. We have two boys and they're growing up, coming of age, and just their friendships remind me of each other. And I just really enjoying the plot of Dragon Mage. I'm enjoying the writing. So we're following, basically, we're in this world where people have magic and some people don't have magic, of course. And one of the boys, he is one of the most magical people that has been about in centuries. And this other boy, who he becomes friends with and befriends, is what they call impervious to magic, which means magic does not affect him. So these two people, of course, they're living in a world where there are people that can drain your essence or your magic from you. And since our main character has the most magic in centuries, he's going to be hunted down, and he is going to be wanted for his essence so that people can kind of feed off him, and then they get magical powers, if that makes any sense. And there's a different world, and there's all kinds of different complexities to the story, but I love it. I'm loving my time here, and I understand why this book is so beloved, why people love this book. I don't even know what else to say about it. I'm 250 pages in. I feel like I know these characters now. I am getting a better grasp on the world. We just left this part where our two characters are really coming of age, and now they have kind of grown up a little bit. They're not 12-year-olds. I think they're like 11 or 12 when the book starts, and then now we're kind of getting them kind of teenage, 16 maybe. Now some time has passed, and I am liking this. I'm liking everything about it. I want to know more. I want to dive more into these relationships, and I cannot wait to do that. And so I'm going to go do that, and hopefully I can check in one more time before I finish the book to let you guys know final thoughts, and if I have something positive to say about all this healthcare stuff that has gone on with me, I will also update you guys on that. Okay, so it's Saturday. I'm still looking crazy. I'm still having issues, but I wanted to check in because I am 62% into Dragon Mage. I'm at like the 500 something page mark, which I'm like, my gosh, I have 300 more pages to go, but I'm enjoying my time immensely. I still love these books, and I think that M.L. Spencer just does such a great job with characters. So I've fallen in love with these characters, and it didn't take her that much. So I definitely praise her on her character work. We're still, in this world. I also really, really love the world and the fact that you have this world above, and then you have this void, which supposedly has all these monsters, and then you have the world underneath. And all of the world underneath is the real magic users, and the world on top wants to be magic users, and basically they take these magic users and they drain their essence so that they can become magic users. And I am really, really intrigued with the world. I think that she has done such a great job, and I love writers' minds and how they think, because this world is just so intriguing. Of course, there are dragons, and I love the dragons and all other kinds of things in this book. So I'm really, really enjoying my time. I cannot think of a single negative thing to say about this book yet, and that's a feat, as I have read 500 pages. So I will probably check back in when I finish and let you guys know my final thoughts. Okay, so it's Sunday and I have finished Dragon Mage, and I absolutely loved it. 5 stars. I still am going to compare it kind of towards the Ember Blade. It's got like a found family element to it, and just the study of friendship between these two boys. There's great magic, there's great world. I loved it. So much so that I'm about to go buy myself a physical copy because I need it. And there's supposed to be a second book in this world, but I don't know exactly what it's following, and I don't know when it's slated to come out. But I'm a Dragon Mage stan. See, this is why I should not wait this long to start a book, just because of its size. And I've said this 5,000 times before, but I can't help it. And I know my camera it's tilted, and I just now realized it, and that's fine. So as far as the health update, I have nothing new. I am still having a lot of issues, but I'm happy to have finished a book, even though this is my only second book that I have finished this month. Remember, I DNF'd in this vlog, The City We Became. I read The Stardust Thief, and now I've read Dragon Mage. So I'm happy. I'm still happy with what I've read. And I probably won't vlog next week, so I'll see you the week after next, because I will be pulling again from this jar come Thanksgiving week. But next week we are taking a trip, and so I think I'm just going to read some sequels. And what I really need to do is edit a video and get it up, but I haven't been feeling the best, so when I'm not feeling the best, I just don't edit. I know that some of y'all can agree with me on that. Let me tell you what I also did. I also went and took part in the buy two get one free Target sale, because do I need any more books? No. Do I have any room for any more books? No. But did I buy some books? Yes, I did. Okay, I'm sharing. I will catch you guys in the next one.